Hi, I'm Migliore. I will tell you later why I have this helmet on my table here. But first of all, I'd like to start with two questions. How to transform ideas into reality, concepts and meta projects in real environments. And how to win in spatial design, in sense of being sustainable, effective, and being able to industrialize spatial projects. In the next few minutes, I'll try to share with you my experience about those topics. First of all, let's say that I think that it's always a matter of identity. We have to consider that every space, every place that we design is a storytelling, every sign is a memory. Space should be a sort of real and understandable through memorable stories. And I believe that this is the main factor to establish a good relationship between the concept and the final realization. Who am I? I'm Migliore, professor at the Politecnico di Milano and also chair professor at the Donseo University in the city of Busan, South Korea. It's one of the second biggest city in South Korea. Very interesting city on the sea. It's a very beautiful university. And I'm also co-founder of the Migliore+Servetto studio. It's a design office in Milano with Servetto, my partner. And we have the headquarters in Milano. And we have carried out more than 600 projects in more than 20 countries around the world. What we do in short, we work with spatial design, branding and spatial identity through a sort of a vision of narrative spaces in the field of retail, exhibitions, temporary and permanent, urban design, and everything connected between cultural and commercial situations. Going back to our two questions, I like to answer to this question telling you two personal stories and maybe be easy to understand what are the key factors to me to manage those two questions. The first one is a personal story about this helmet. I used to be a professional hockey player in my past, I would say in the first life, during my university and even before. And being a hockey professional player, I played the Olympics, the Olympic game, I played the World Championship, I used to be also, I was Italian champion. But the thing that I realized being a professional hockey player, that every success, every time that we won was connected to the team, not only to an individual performance. So everyone was connected to the quality of a mix of match of many people try to perform together. And this is never one-man show, like in design. It's never one-man show. So to transform concept in reality is not a one-man show. It's a collectivity. It's a process of creativity altogether. So it's a teamwork. The second story is about my university. During my university, I was a student. I was sketching a lot. I used to sketch very much during my university. Even now, this is my book of sketches. And a professor came to me and said, "You sketch a lot, but we do not sketch objects. We do not sketch shapes. We conceive behaviors. We have to be concentrated and focus on behavior." This vision completely changed my point of view, my way of thinking of the world of design. And therefore, I think we do not only design for our eyes, but we design for all our body, in the sense that we design experiences, we design knowledge, and we design awareness for people in our places. In this vision, the designer should be a sort of, as I said, a director, and we should transform the theoretical scenery into physical experiences, giving a rise to spatial design. So we can really, therefore, speak of a direction of interior design, not only a drawing of interior design, almost like editing the space for people to behave inside the space. Because we need to imply also physical, immaterial design and link to to all the characters that work together. Let's say light, pathways, materials, all connected to a sort of an integrated project vision. The role of meta design, let's say meta project, in interior design opens to the concept of integrated project. I strongly believe that every project dedicated to meta design connected to spaces, should be conceived as an integrated project with many different layers working together at the same time. But what is innovation? How can we provide innovations in our project? I would say in this directorial conception of the project, time is a design variable to be treated as a fully fledged material. To me, time is critical. It's a crucial key factor to achieve a better project. So time is a tool because design means imagining and visualizing the relationship between the parts in the sense of time elements between them. Designing time means also taking care of accessibility. Time means also readability, sustainability, capability of memorizing. So time is a crucial factor to be managed, and is the key factor to understand how can we innovate. We should manage this material. We should understand the rhythm inside our spaces. In the design process, freehand drawing is a very valuable instrument. And freehand drawing is a sort of a experience to transform text in hypertext, to recognize sequences, to design and conceive behaviors in the space. Drawing in my work have not an aesthetic value, but more functional value. It helps me to translate and to interpret concepts on paper, and sharing them with other people, sharing them solutions very quickly with the team. Is a sort of an integrated way of design. Maps, scenery, and storyboard help us to develop projects. Before showing you 3 case studies, I'd like to mention 3 main aspects fundamental to me to understand the quality and the value of interior design. The first one is to think as interior design as an artwork, almost an ultimate piece of design. The value of a work done that can be repeated. The second one is conceived as an organism, a flexible system able to adapt and to interact with different features. And the third aspect is to think of interior design as a content producer, a sort of a growing system able to extend the knowledge and the subject potential, an activating tool with a wide range of action. The first case study is about Mondadori new concept store, where a custom-made project becomes industrialized. The new concept store designed for Mondadori is an example of how a tailor-made project can then be connected with mass production, industrializing a system without losing the identity, creating a space that speaks, that talks to the audience. Almost like a score sheet in music, where each element, like graphic, light, material, works together to create a sort of a symphony. The store becomes a space to host you in a friendly way and narrates itself. Design, therefore, is a strong link to maintain the identity of the replication. The second case study is about the new foundation, the Human Safety Net Foundation of Generali. It's a home of the human safety net, and started from the need to build an identity-based house for Generali's non-profit foundation. The space combines both interior design intervention and defines area dedicated to sharing, hospitality, events, cafe and offices, as well as an exhibition space called A World of Potential, which aims to explore the enormous possibility of human potential. Everything from graphic to interior design, interior intervention, exhibition represents the foundation's identity and values. The project is conceived to be a sort of a participatory place in which the user becomes a sort of a part of the contents. The third case study is Alpha Chromactive, an installation, a permanent installation included in the program Luci d'Artista from the 2017 at the 35th floor of the skyscraper in Torino, designed by Renzo Piano, as a sort of a wave of light in the wide space of the bioclimatic greenhouse, a dynamic organism that reverberates during the day in dialogue with the natural light, of course, generating different shades according to the weather, according to the time. And at night, the installation turns on and becomes a light itself, a sort of light itself. It's a project conceived to be as a sort of artwork that interacts with people, interacts with the place, and interacts with the time. While designing a project, I believe that we should build first the action and then the scenario. The project becomes the physicalization of an action in a given space, where all the variables must be conceived together, almost as a setting of a table. The first we need to decide what we're going to eat, with whom we're going to eat, and then we can set the perfect table with objects, light, perfume, keeping in our mind that the main aspect is to conceive a very strong identity.